Hey, 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 can you guys hear me in the chat room? Good deal.
Login accepted.
What's going on, guys? All right, running a little behind today. Let's move this camera. And yes, I am wearing the same t-shirt I wore yesterday. I didn't sleep much last night, so that should count for something, right? All right, anyways. So, I was thinking about this. I don't like having my thing up here. Let's move it over here. What kind of phone do I have? I have several phones. I have Android phones and I have iPhones. So yeah, I was thinking about this, this box, and the Vim or VI or whatever is running as root. So shit, the way I see it, we already had this box rooted last night. I just didn't take advantage of that. Actually, I was running it as the user Waldo instead of just letting it run as root. So I honestly think this is going to be a short video because I think all we got to do is just get back into Vim and just execute commands as root, and we'll be able to have root, and then go find the flag because I think there's a flag somewhere, as I don't recall. But yeah. So before we get into it, does anybody have any questions about maybe anything we did yesterday, or I don't know? I just feel like I want to address any questions you might have before we actually start jumping into it. So I'll wait just a few seconds just in case somebody has some questions about the this capture the flag or whatever you want to call it, and then we'll get to it. I'm gonna go grab some water. The printer. Oh yeah, the print came out pretty good. Let's see if you guys can see. So that was the finished product. Actually, look, the print quality looks pretty nice. I kind of wish I turned the settings down as far as how thick it prints, and I took it down way too low. I should have let it print a little bit thicker, but overall it came out really good. Could I hack NASA servers if I want? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The reality is, it doesn't matter who the computer system's owned by. Anybody's hackable. There's no such thing as a secure computer. You know, just one small misconfiguration can open a server up to be vulnerable. So anything is possible. I'm certainly not going to try, though, that's for sure. All right, so that looks like my Astro mount. What is an Astro mount? Does anybody out there ride motorcycles by chance? I like to ride motorcycles. Though I gotta be honest, I haven't rode my motorcycle in quite a long time. Fun fact, I used to race motorcycles. But, alright, so let's jump into this. So yesterday, yeah, screw yesterday. We're doing our own thing. We're gonna go a different direction because this has got to be where actually, yeah. Hold on, I'm on the wrong one. That's what's going on. So this was just the www, as you can see here. I thought I was working on our shell as Waldo, because here we should be Wallaby. So we're not Waldo. What happened? I thought we were Waldo. Or am I confusing on who is who? What's the shell? Ninja 300, right on, dude. Those Ninja 300s are fun. I had a 250 for a little while, a long time ago. That's when I was young. And then I got the Ninja 650R, had that for about a year and a half. And then I went to the 2009 ZX6R. And the 09 ZX6 was the bike that I raced. So we can run commands as Waldo. I thought I had a shell as Waldo. Let's see if I can find Python code. I think this is. We want a shell as Waldo. Yeah, sorry, man. I don't hack random things. CBR 1000, right on, man. That's a beast. I liked my 600, because I'm not gonna lie, man. I would tear up 1000s at the racetrack all day long in my 600. I mean, don't get me wrong. The thousands, they would smoke me in the straightaways, but I would always get those thousands in the turns, just because they're heavier. The thousands, they're heavier and they're not as nimble as a 600. And don't get me wrong, a 1000's more powerful, but man, when you're in that power band and you're in those turns, I mean, that's where you get them, is in the turns. You can just carry so much more speed into the turn than you can on those thousands. So I had a lot of fun on my 600. But hey, don't get me wrong, man. The thousands are a beast, dude. They're a lot of fun as well. Okay, I'm getting distracted on motorcycles. So yeah, all right, I'm over here. I'm just copying some Python code that's just going to be a reverse shell back to our system, because I thought I had a shell as Waldo. I might have, but I might have just closed it on accident getting set up today. So we're going to set up a listening port, and I have it for 4446, and we're going to run this from the IRC session. And I pasted something wrong. What did I do? Well, heck, it looks the same other than the port. That's awesome. Babert? Not really sure how to say your name. Well, the reality is you don't necessarily have to have a quick shifter. While I did have a quick shifter for years, I didn't have one. All you got to do is whenever you're going to shift, you just roll off the throttle. Just blip it off like that and just click it, and it'll just catch. Now, don't do that going down. Don't downshift like that. That's gonna screw up. That's not gonna be good for your transmission. But going up, all you gotta do, man, is just roll off the throttle for just a second, just click, and it'll grab, and then just get right back on the throttle. So it's really just a quick blip, man. But the quick shift's nice. They even have the quick shifter for going down a gear, and that's super awesome. But I mean, that's what the GP guys got, dude. The GP guys, man, they can just shift up and down. They don't have to use the clutch, but obviously they have it because it allows you to finesse the engine and whatnot. Okay, but again, I'm getting distracted, so I'm really confused. 4446. Did I not type it right? No, 4446. Do we still have permission to run commands? Yep. Oh shit, I already forgot. It's like 1, 2, 3, 5. Sorry, bro. I don't hack people's stuff. I'm so confused. Why the heck was it running? Oh, maybe I have one of the other sessions on 4446. That's probably what it was. All right. I had to have been what it was. So let's see. Yeah, locking up the rear is not fun. Yeah, I got some videos on YouTube of my track time. But anyways, okay, so now we should be Wallaby. What the heck? That doesn't make sense. Oh. I thought... Man, I'm confused. I'm lost. Because I thought we had Waldo. Oh, did we sudo vim as Waldo? And that's how we had Waldo? and we got a shell from that as Waldo. I think that's what, yeah, I think that's what's going on. I should have watched yesterday's video before I started today. Yeah. So I think what I think what I need to do is do the sudo back in Vim, drop to a shell. So I hate Vim. I really do. Even way back in the 90s, I used to use Pico, and which is actually Nano now. I mean, I don't know if it was a fork or what happened, but and then, so what? I'm just gonna close this. Have you back on 1, 2, 3, 5. I wonder if I could be able to get that work from here. I think instead I'm going to use a bash reverse shell. Let me pick one up real quick. What port was that? 1, 2, 3, 5. So that's freaking colon. Alright, so now we're just going to paste in a command to make a reverse shell through a bash script. Hopefully that'll run. Alright. Alright, sweet. Oh, it's doing the stupid double thing. That's okay. So now we have permission as Waldo. So this should be, basically all we need to do now is duplicate what we just did. But as Waldo, and just run it as normal sudo, so Vim will run as root, and then we can basically do what we just did on another port, and that port will be root. So I got too many shells open, so I'll just open another one. This will be the evil port. The port of 666. Because this one should give us root. Alright, so got that. So what's going on in chat? Okay, y'all are just doing y'all thing. That's cool. All right, so stupid. Let's see. Maybe not. Actually, I'm gonna do this over here. What? Image magic, what the hell is it talking about? Oh. Oh no. Oh, I see what I did. Retarded. Try that again. Let's try this again. That stupid path. I just want that stupid path. So one of these shells I don't need. I think this is the one that's running the Vim that goes to here. We are Waldo, as you can see by our path. Okay, now where was I? So I don't understand why it's not. Alright, I need to backtrack and start over. Who is this? This is Wallaby. So technically Wallaby. I don't know if that's the path I want to go though. Okay, so we got 666 listening. Nothing here, nothing here. Wallaby. Open. This is Waldo, right? No, that's Wallaby. So this is Wallaby's bots. Okay, so let's try to make that bash reverse shell, and let's see, 777. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Boom! You can't see. Yay! All right, so there we go. Let's change our directory. So I'll backtrack there because I wasn't talking a lot while I was doing that. Okay, so let's try to do this again and backtrack. But it was basically like what I was saying earlier. We went from basically Wallaby to Waldo, and then from that Waldo VM created a bash, a reverse shell from that VM, and that session was running as root because Waldo has to be able to edit that file as root. So that session was sent off as root, so we were able to get a reverse shell as root. So that's how we were able to finally get to that, to get to root access. So the first way we got shell access to the server was from the website right here, from the mailer.mel Python script. So we ran a shell from there, and that gave us not this Waldo one, but the Wallaby connection. I'll go ahead and just set it back up. Or actually, what was the port being used? 443. And then yeah, and then from here we got to the ERC server. And we were able to eventually kill Waldo's session, change nicks, get access to the bot, and then run a reverse shell through there. But then ultimately we just ran Vim from Waldo, because he has access. And once we're in Vim, we just created the reverse shell in Vim with this command right here. And that created a reverse shell back to us, which gave us root access. And kablamo. That's how we got it. So that's that for that VM. I'm not gonna lie, man, that one really had me frustrated last night. Just started going down a direction that I just got stuck on. But it happens. That's the way it goes. So what's going on in the chat room? What happened to How to Hack Like Mr. Robot series? Nothing's really happened to it. The main issue is that there's really only so many hacks that they do that either I have the means to do. Like some of the hacks that they do, I just don't have the hardware to do them. You know, because some of them are expensive. It costs hundreds of dollars, and I just don't have hundreds of dollars to just throw around on buying hardware, you know, to make for a couple of videos. So there's some of the hacks I just can't do. Yeah, so that's really it. I felt like I've hit most of the computer-based, Kali-based type hacks that they do in Mr. Robot, but I totally could be missing some. It's been a while since I watched both series. But if there's any hacks in any of the episodes that I haven't done that you think that I could be able to do, point them out to me, and I'll definitely go back and see if maybe I messed something, because I would like to do more. And I am planning on trying to simulate the Steel Mountain hack, and that's the one where they break into that data center, set up a Raspberry Pi. The goal was to take over the climate control system so they could turn the heat up and basically cause all the tape drives to go bad by I forget the process, but it just damages the media, the magnetic media for the backup drives. But in reality, the show, that's not how they ended up doing things. But I want to simulate that, and the idea is I would have to gain access into a building, gain access to this, climate control system, plant a back door, and then be able to manipulate that from outside. So that's one idea. But in order for me to do that video, I need things. I need, various hardware devices and whatnot. And I just don't have those now. So maybe in the future. Yeah. I showed a little bit earlier. This is the finished headphone stand. Came out pretty good. It could have came out better, but that was mainly my fault. I didn't. I turned the settings down, and I made it really hollow, too hollow. I should have made it a little bit thicker. It would have printed a little bit nicer. But all in all, it came out really good. I'm happy with it, and it works. So it was a success. But yeah. So I wanted to do some, I wanted to get my pen test box set up and get pfSense, but I was having issues with my real camera because I wanted to do that like live over here on this table behind me, because I wanted to do the hardware aspect on pitting in the network card, even though that's not really a big deal. I just kind of wanted to show you what the setup was, but I'll probably do that for another time. I'll probably just turn that into a video. Let's see, Timex code. I mean, this printer I have is an XYZ printer, and I've had a lot of printers over the years. I've been 3D printing, man, pretty much since they first came out with the MakerBot and all that. But I like the XYZ printers because they're cheap and they print really well. You don't have to fuss with them. You can pretty much just let it print and go. The biggest gripe, or the two biggest gripes people have with the XYZ printers are the fact that you have to use their proprietary cartridges, filament. I don't have any in arm's reach, but there's a way to get around that. And actually with their newer printers, you don't have to use their filament, but their newer printers are more expensive. But there are ways around that, and I'm actually going to make a video because I'm going to hack some of my filament things. But the XYZ printers are pretty affordable, and they're good. And you can also hack them in the sense that you can change the firmware on them to run like Repetier, which is a more popular open source firmware. It gives you a lot more control over your 3D printer. They take a lot of the control away from you because they want to simplify things. And for somebody who's not like hardcore into 3D printer, it's perfect. It's like, for me, I'm past that. I don't want to fool with the printer anymore. I just want to get my object, send it off to it, and have it print, And with some of the other 3D printers out there, they're not like that. You have to tinker with them to get good prints, and that just gets old after a while. So yeah, Hackerspaces. I highly recommend Hackerspaces. I am always a member if whatever city I happen to be living in, because I've moved around a lot for work. But Hackerspaces are great places to go, because generally they have all kinds of resources: 3D printers, laser cutters, all kinds of stuff. So definitely check out and see if your city or town has a Hackerspace, because you may not need to buy a 3D printer. You can just go there and just print there. Yeah, I've thought about making some. I want to make like some electronic devices. I want to. Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to make some devices. Actually, I have an idea that I'm working on, that I might do a Kickstarter on. But I just got to make that happen, and I'm really busy right now. I got a lot of stuff going on. But hopefully I'll start making some cool devices that you guys can purchase to help support the channel if that's what you guys want to do. Yeah, Bluetooth hacking is feasible. That's something else I've been wanting to get into, or do some videos on rather. But I've been a little bit hesitant because the device you have to buy to be able to do packet injection with Bluetooth like you would do with the Wi-Fi, it's about $100, and that's kind of steep for most people for just playing around. So I haven't been too anxious or ready to jump on that. But the device is called the Ubertooth, and it's open source, so technically you could build your own. I've actually thought about making kits and selling the kits to where you solder them, but these are SMD components, and that's you know, more challenging soldering. If you have a oven, it wouldn't really be that hard. I mean, you just need to have access to an oven, but it's, again, it's a different type of, it's another level up. But let me see if we can find some pictures. Let's see, it gives you everything. It gives you all the details you would need if you wanted to build your own. But right now I want pictures, so let's go back. So this is basically the Ubertooth, and this is, hold on, let me make sure I'm not confusing it with the other one, because there's another Wi-Fi device. Yeah. But yeah, using this you can do packet injection and sniffing and all that good jazz with Bluetooth. So, but like I said, it's about $100. It's kind of steep for some people. Oh yeah, Seattle, I would imagine, would be a very happening place for hacker spaces. Oh yeah, Tim, they also, I know XYZ had a deal going on, which I thought was a pretty dang good deal. And basically, you basically spend like $300 in filament and you get a free printer. Yeah, you purchase 12 rolls of filament and you get this printer. So it comes out to $335 plus shipping. And I think that's awesome, because I mean, that's basically the cost of a printer, and then you have all this filament to go with it. I mean in essence, you're buying a free print, you're kind of getting a free printer. So I don't think that's a bad deal, and honestly, if I needed another printer, that's probably what I would do. But yeah. Well, Benji, actually, what I want to do is the idea of this electronic device I have is basically, it's basically a rubber ducky, poison tap. It's basically all of those, everything in one, a Kali box. It's everything. And it, let me see if give me one sec, guys. Yes, it would be the Bash Bunny too. It would be all of those, everything all in one. You could connect Wi-Fi card to it. You can do whatever you want to it. It's basically a teeny tiny computer. You know, I'm sure you can recognize that this is kind of like the little Game Boy Pi Zero project thing. So I was playing with that, but this is kind of like the idea of what I want to go with. But that screen's too big. I'm going with something much smaller. I want something that's super tiny, but still gives you the information and access you need. So the little screens that I'm going to use are much smaller, but it's perfect for this kind of thing. You don't need a lot of screen real estate. You just need to you just need some basic input, you know, and just be able to see a menu so you can change it from the bash bunny to the poison tap or to the rubber ducky, you know, because there's no device that allows you to do that. In order for that to work, you have to change, you know, things on your file system and whatnot. So you need some sort of interface that has buttons and a screen that allows you to switch between those different modes. So this is the little teeny tiny OLED screen that's going to be I'm going to use on this. And just for a reference, you can see, you know, it's significantly smaller than the screen that would go in that. Matter of fact, let me go grab a Raspberry Pi just so you can see kind of in reference. Me walking around. Oh, and to all the contest winners, finally got all the pies, so your prizes will be shipping out this weekend. So sorry for the delay, but they were out of stock. They're finally back in. So this is the Pi Zero. As you can see, it's pretty darn small. And the screen is just like fits perfectly. It's like the perfect diameter of the width of the Raspberry Pi Zero. So that's kind of like the idea, is to have a Raspberry Pi Zero with a USB plug like you see right here. And then it would also have a plastic case and then have some buttons so you can have a menu on there. So then, you know, you can switch it from the rubber ducky to the bash bunny to the poison tap to the Kali mode. I mean, heck, you could just technically... Could I display that on there? I think I probably... No, I wouldn't be able to display that. I'd have to display my own menus on there. But you could run Kali on this. You could totally have Kali running on this and control it via the menu. So you could create your own menu system to run all your various hacker tools for you. So that's kind of the project idea I want to work on. But yeah. No, I haven't really done any bug bounties because I just really don't have the time. If I did bug bounties, I wouldn't have time to do this channel because, dude, doing bug bounties, auditing source code or auditing, I mean, in those situations, you don't even get the source code. I mean, that makes it a billion times worse. The point I'm getting at is it takes a long time to audit these things and find bugs. So yeah, I don't do it because I just don't have the time, which is unfortunate because that's what I love to do the most. I love to find bugs in software. You know, I like to find security vulnerabilities in software. To me, that's fun. That's like a puzzle. You know, trying to figure out how can I manipulate all these various values and circumstances and situations and scenarios to cause something to happen that shouldn't happen. You know, that's a puzzle. Yeah, ML, I actually have one of those devices. Oh no, actually, I think the one I have is the USB port with the Wi-Fi built on it. I don't think it's the one with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. I know which one you're talking about, and the reason why I didn't buy that one, as I was reading a lot of people having problems with getting it to work. So I was going to kind of wait for them to get all the bugs out and see what happened with it before I actually bought that. But I do have the USB one that has the Wi-Fi built in on it. So that's awesome. The Raspberry Pis, man, they're fun. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with them. And the Raspberry Pi Zero, oh man, people haven't even scratched the surface of the potential of what you could do with that. I mean, they're just so tiny and so capable. And yeah, they're really cool devices. Well, guys, we popped this box. I think that's going to do it for tonight. I think we'll probably just stick to doing these live casts, probably like on the weekends, and probably just do one. I don't want to overdo it. So we'll probably do one live cast a week, and I'll probably do some switching off as far as time zones, because I have a lot of viewers. Most of my viewers are in the United States, but there's a lot of you who are, you know, over there in UK and just over there on the other side of the pond, so to say. So I'll do some live casts to accommodate you guys as well. So yeah, that'd be fun, Benji. Alright guys, that is going to do it for tonight. If you like this video, throw me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you guys on the other side.
Login accepted.